first thing that I noticed when I saw the email, Senate Republicans had made this an issue before. Was this something that the SEC needed to be made aware of, or was it, I mean, even back in 2005, wasn't it common knowledge that Illinois' pension system was among the worst in the nation?
Well, again, they did need to be made specifically aware of it, not just the SEC, but the point is the investors, the people that would buy those bonds, have a right to know about the financial situation that they're buying into, and that's who was misled. So we were aware of the problem then. We were very clear about the issue there. It was funny because in reviewing the articles at the time, the governor's office pushed back and said, oh, this is nothing more than a desperate political attempt to respin the financial problems, and clearly that's turned out to be incorrect.
Are you guys going to be able to say, I told you so, all year now?
I think we are saying I told you so. But you know, the good news is it's been corrected. I guess the lesson to be learned, though, is even though there seems like political sniping sometimes, people really do need to pay attention to both sides. Here's a clear indication where we were right spot on, and it was dismissed as political bickering.
Do you have any concerns about the impact of this SEC case? Illinois already had a pretty bad reputation. Mm-hmm. Is this going to make it that much more difficult for Illinois to be able to get any sort of outside help?
Yeah. Well, actually, there's two pieces to that. One is the reputation, and clearly it hurts our reputation. We have a bad reputation, a lot of problems, and this just adds to it. It's a pile-on. The second piece, though, is will it actually impact a bond offering? That probably will be less of a problem. I know we're intending to sell more bonds probably in April. I do believe we'll have buyers for that. Now, whether or not we'll have to pay a slightly higher interest rate will remain to be seen.
The Democrats are certainly going to say that, you know, this was the Rod Blagojevich era. All of those people didn't belong. You saw what happened with the former governor. Do any of the Democrats who are currently here in the Capitol, did they have to wear the coat even though it was a former governor who has gone on to serve prison?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's hard not to connect the dots that the speaker is the same speaker who passed the budget that had the pension holiday in it, that was the basis for this misrepresentation. Certainly, President Cullerton was in the Senate at the time, voted for that. So I think any Democrat that was here at the time absolutely bears some blame in this.
Can Illinois be believed when the governor talks about perhaps borrowing $4 or $5 billion? I know there's a plan in the House to pay off the old bills. Is the legacy of this that we can't believe any governor, or is it we couldn't believe Rod Blagojevich?
Well, I think the lesson here is you better listen to both sides of the story. I mean, people are frustrated sometimes when we don't come together, and the reason we don't come together sometimes is because there's very legitimate arguments on the other side. So, sure, in some instances, when we do come together, I would say that people can rest assured that we're moving in the right direction. But when you continue to have one side loudly protesting the direction that we're going, there's probably a good reason for that.
What's the spillover from that going to be? What will we hear the Republicans loudly contest this spring?
Well, obviously, we're contesting a lot of things. I mean, you know, we're going into a budget process. We are wanting to set the state on a path that will allow the income tax to expire as has been promised. So when you hear the other side, the Democrats saying, oh, the budget's wonderful and everything's going to be okay, if Republicans are still expressing concerns, I would suggest to people they need to listen to those because they're probably legitimate concerns.